But first, some of what we would have called breaking news before that term was itself broken. Just in, the special master looking through the classified materials Donald Trump took with him to Mar-a-Lago can put down his pen. In a ruling, an appeals court has determined that courts should only intervene in Justice Department investigations in extraordinary circumstances, and that the judge who appointed a special master had overstepped. The FBI had collected thousands of documents from Trump's Florida property in August. For more on this, CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins us now. Jessica, what is the practical impact of this ruling?
I think you were exactly right, John, when you said that the special master puts down his pen. It means that from the very beginning, there was never even the power for Judge Aileen Cannon to say, I'm taking this case, I'm reviewing this case, and yes, I think you should have a special master. So it just scraps the foundation of Trump's argument in this case that he was entitled to a special master and that he should be granted that special master from this district court judge.
So does the ruling mean then that that the government was right when it argued basically Donald Trump didn't have the right to have these documents at all? Because Trump wanted the special master to sort through all of this and say, well, you can keep some of this and you can't keep some of this. But with no special master, does that essentially affirm the argument that the Justice Department is making?
So yes and no. I should say there's one more step here where I think Trump will appeal to the Supreme Court, but we've already seen based on one of their recent rulings that I think they have no particular appetite for that. So assuming that this ruling stands, then to your question, does that mean that the government was right and that there was never a proper assertion of executive privilege here? What I would say is through the 21 pages that the court lays out, this panel of 3 judges, 2 of whom were appointed by President Trump, what they say is, we don't even need to get there. You asserted all of these reasons why you need a special master, but the judge who decided, yes, I can review this question, she couldn't. She could not hear the case. And so in some ways, I think it is a rebuke of the executive privilege claims, and the court goes through the reasons. But in its foundation, it is saying the judge never could even look at those claims to begin with.
Well, exactly. And I wanted to ask you about, they say that the judge, the district court, in fact, stepped in, this is in their ruling, stepped in with its own reasoning. So the rebuke seems to go beyond and claim that Aileen Cannon, the U.S. district judge, essentially was arguing for the president, making arguments that even he wasn't making on his own behalf.
You know, John, it's interesting because the language in the 21-page opinion is rather straightforward, but when you really dig into it, it is just the fire emoji when it comes to a circuit judge or a circuit panel and what they're saying about how a district court judge erred in this case. They're saying she stepped in and she used her own unsupported conclusions and views instead of using the law. What they say at every step is that there are basically 3 choices. They can either follow the law, and that's what they're saying they did, and dismiss the case. They can completely enlarge the exception for when a district court judge could have something called equitable jurisdiction to review a case like this, and they're saying, we're not doing this. And then they say the third option is basically to create a new set of rules for former presidents, and they say, we're not doing this either. And without explicitly saying so, it's inescapable that what they're concluding is, and Judge Cannon did those last 2 things. She did create a huge exception for equitable jurisdiction. She did create new standards for a former president. Basically, she carried his water with no legal foundation.
Jessica Levinson breaking it down for us again. We're very grateful. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.